Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to 365 Days of Love and Miracles with A Course in Miracles. My name is Arlene Geres, and I am so glad that you are here. Please remember to listen right until the very end, because we have a special treat for you. And if you enjoyed today's video, please click like and subscribe down below, because this helps others to find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 273, The Stillness of the Peace of God is Mine. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Oh, how I need this lesson today. I need to be reminded on a regular basis to take a break, to rest, so that I am able to access the stillness of the peace of God that lives deep inside of every single one of us. This is our third lesson under the section, What is the Christ? We are asked to read that section before we read today's lesson, so let's do that now. What is the Christ? Christ is God's Son as He created Him. He is the self we share, uniting us with one another and with God as well. He is the thought which still abides within the mind that is His source. He has not left His holy home, nor lost the innocence in which He was created. He abides unchanged forever in the mind of God. Christ is the link that keeps you one with God and guarantees that separation is no more than an illusion of despair, for hope forever will abide in Him. Your mind is part of His, and His of yours. He is the part in which God's answer lies, where all decisions are already made and dreams are over. He remains untouched by anything the body's eyes perceive, for though in Him His Father placed the means for your salvation, yet does He remain the self who, like His Father, knows no sin. Home of the Holy Spirit, and at home in God alone, does Christ remain at peace within the heaven of your holy mind. This is the only part of you that has reality and truth. The rest is dreams. Yet will these dreams be given unto Christ to fade before His glory and reveal your holy self, the Christ, to you at last. The Holy Spirit reaches from the Christ in you to all your dreams and bids them come to Him to be translated into truth. He will exchange them for the final dream which God appointed as the end of dreams. For when forgiveness rests upon the world and peace has come to every son of God, what could there be to keep things separate? For what remains to see except Christ's face? And how long will this holy face be seen, when it is but the symbol that the time for learning now is over, and the goal of the atonement has been reached at last? So therefore, let us seek to find Christ's face and look on nothing else. As we behold His glory, will we know we have no need of learning or perception or of time or anything except the Holy Self, the Christ whom God created as His Son. Let's talk about paragraph 2. Christ is the link that keeps us one with God. Christ is the link. We are forever joined with God. Christ is a messenger. This is a symbol of our communication with our higher power. And this link allows us to experience our oneness with God and all of creation. Christ guarantees that the illusion of separation is no more. As we accept our oneness with God and all of creation, as we accept that we are an idea in the mind of God, God lives inside of you and God lives inside of me. Christ is the link that allows us to access this oneness with God and all of creation. Christ represents the capital S self, this oneness in which you and I are one with God. I am one with you, and you are one with me. We are one with all sentient beings. We are one with the plants, the animals, the sun, the sky, the stars, and the moon. This oneness, this capital S self, who, like His Father, knows no sin. Now, I find it very difficult to accept this idea that there is no sin. But as I continually do these lessons, more and more I'm being guided through my connection with Christ, which connects me to my Father, that there is no sin in me and there is no sin in you. The more we do these practices, the more the scales come off of our eyes and we are able to see the truth in ourselves and the truth in each other. This truth is that every one of us are perfect love. The end. Let's take a look at lesson 273. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. This reminds me of Psalm 73:10, which says, "Be still and know that I am God." Both of these readings tell us that we are not going to be able to access God's peace if we're rushing all about, caught up in the busyness of the world. I really need this lesson today. I am one of those people that just gets real busy and caught up in doing all kinds of things, and I easily forget to take it easy, to rest, to take the time to draw away from the busyness of the world and access this peace that lives deep inside of every single one of us. Let's read today's lesson. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God Himself has given to His Son. I love the language in this lesson. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility, and if this is not yet feasible, so there's a loophole here. If we're ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility, then by all means, we are going to take that day. However, the Course recognizes that this just might not be feasible for us just yet, but we continue to aim in that direction. We continue to do our readings, we continue to do our practices until we reach that day when we will truly be ready for not only a day, but a lifetime of undisturbed tranquility. I do have days, I have long stretches of undisturbed tranquility, but can you imagine what that would feel like? An entire lifetime? But there is a need to take care of things, and sometimes the world does intrude on my tranquility. However, these practices give me a way back. I'm able to recognize much more quickly when I'm off track and remind myself to take a break, do a quick little meditation, come back to the peace of God. It tells us exactly here how to find this day of undisturbed tranquility. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. Every single practice that we have been doing since the very beginning of the Course has told us that we need to use the idea for today to draw away whenever we're upset for any reason at all, and use the idea for today to bring us back to center, come home to God, come home to this place of peace. In today's lesson, we're going to use this idea as we tell ourselves with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. And when we do this, when we take the time to draw away from the busyness of the world, we use this idea, and we are told here that nothing can intrude upon the peace that God Himself has given to you and has given to me. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read today's prayer, then we'll discuss it, and we'll read it one more time at the end of today's lesson. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me, and so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. Let's talk about it. It seems somehow ironic that I'm doing this lesson as we're having our bathroom remodeled. I've had to take a lot of breaks as the banging and all the different noises are going on around me. But every time I do, I stop and I come home to this place. I've been using this idea in my mind. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of this peace? I need not fear. I find these ideas so helpful, particularly when there's things going on like construction in my house. There is nothing that can rob me of the peace of God. But my ego, every once in a while, wants to jump in there and tell me that I need to be upset about this or I need to be upset about that. There is nothing that can rob me of the peace of God. And so the peace that God gave to me is with me still in quietness and in my own never-ending love for God. We are richly blessed, my friends. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with me today. For our practice sessions today, first thing in the morning, last thing just before we go to sleep, we want to read or listen to today's lesson and then sit in silent meditation for as long as we please. For our hourly practice sessions, often in between, and especially when we're upset for any reason at all, we simply state today's idea, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and then we sit quietly for a minute or two as we allow this idea to sink deep into our beings. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read today's prayer one more time to finish today's lesson. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. Thanks so much for listening right until the end, my friends. If you enjoyed today's video, please share the love, tell others about these videos, encourage them to start at lesson 1 and only do 1 lesson a day. Are you ready for our special treat? Okay, let's watch this guy chuckle. See if I can get a better picture outside the window. Let's see. Oh, pick it up, buddy. There he goes. Oh, he's having a hard time. There we go. Wow, look at that guy go. Not bad at all. Okay, gotta go. Stillness of the peace of God is mine. Take that time to be still and quiet today, my friends, and allow God's peace to sink deep into your very being, and then take this peace out with you into the world. Share God's stillness and God's peace everywhere you go today, my friends. I love you.